So were you looking to eat? Or was this just a social call? Oh, God, yeah. I could eat the arse off a donkey.
Marcy wrinkled her nose in disgust.
I'm afraid we don't have that. Here's what we do got.
She picked up a menu and handed it to him. He looked it up and down.
Right so. Can I get 2 fried eggs, some baked beans, mushrooms, and 3 sausages, please? Sure, honey,
said Marcy, taking the menu back. The man winced again as she raised her voice.
Hey, Freddie! Flop 2, whistle beans in the alley, funky fungus with a triple Zeppelin chaser.
She turned back to see the man rubbing his hands over his eyes.
What you people have done to the language. I could say the same, honey. Oh, and a cup of tea, please, too. Iced tea? No, like tea.
Marcy raised her voice again.
Freddie, did those tea bags ever come in?
Her extensive experience in speaking Freddie meant that Marcy was one of the few people on Earth who could identify the grunt that followed as a firm negative.
Sorry, hon, we're out of tea.
The man looked like she'd just offered to chop his foot off and cook it for him.
You've got no tea? Afraid not. That's like none at all. Unless you want iced. But are you allowed open without having tea? Surely there's like a rule or something. We got coffee. Well, of course you've got coffee. I can't begin to... You've got no tea.
Marcy put her hands on her hips.
Honey, it's been a long night. Sorry about the tea thing. Now, can I get you some coffee? Or do you just want one of them hara-kiri swords?
The man opened and closed his mouth like a very confused goldfish whose castle had just disappeared.
Jesus! How do you run a country without tea? By drinking coffee. We're up all night while the rest of the planet is sleeping.
He sighed again, looking like a dog who'd had the fight beat out of him.
I'll have a coffee then.
Marcy slapped her hands together.
That's the spirit. When in Rome. 1 steaming hot cup of Java coming right up. Fair warning, I keep it hotter than hell.
The next few minutes got surprisingly busy for the time of morning. In a massive non-surprise, Soccer Mom decided she didn't like her order when it landed and asked for it to be changed. Her hubby just sat there eating his oatmeal like a man looking forward to death, either his own or hers. The old guy in the corner booth dozed away with his head back, his mouth wide, catching flies. The young twitchy guy went to the bathroom. Marcy had timed him and was about to introduce him to Freddie's sunny disposition when he came slinking back out. The mother watched the son colouring in a notepad, all kinds of worry running through her eyes. Miss Lonelyhearts split her time between looking out the window, staring at her watch, and glancing at her phone. She'd not set up a date for Murphy's, had she? I mean, young folks did all kinds of weird stuff these days with all their maps on their phones and whatnot, but Murphy's had never been seen as a romantic rendezvous point before. Well, at least not by anyone bar old Jackie Murphy in the disabled restroom, and look how well that had turned out. Freddie dinged, and the Irish dude's plate spun up. She delivered it to him at the counter and picked up the hot pot of coffee, topping him up without asking, for fear of another tea-based meltdown. He nodded his thanks.
Much appreciated.